All right, good morning, top of the morning. Welcome to the Ray and Everything show. We talk about Ray and everything. I'm going to talk about boxing. You know, I just want to give my little 2 cents on that Charlo fight, and then my other 2 cents on my other 2 cents on some of these channels, these boxing channels, and some of these. Really, it's going to be more so about the boxing channels. So, the boxing. First off, the Charlo fight. You know, I didn't fully watch the Charlo fight. I only watched the highlights, right? I didn't think Charlo was going really to be up for this fight. I really think like he kind of had no choice but to take a big fight because he had either way his tune-up was going to be not his tune-up, but his mandatory was going to be a big fight. So either way, he had no choice but to take a big fight, and I think he went for the biggest fight possible because instead of him fighting a mandatory, it made sense for him to fight the big fight. It did make sense. However, with that being said, coming off a layoff and then coming off a hand injury, you know, I didn't think he was prepared for this fight. I didn't think he was prepared. And I'm not going to say physically prepared. I'm going to say mentally prepared. I don't think he was prepared for this fight. You know, you can't fight Canelo at 168 and it be your first fight at 168. And you're coming off a hand injury and a layoff, and you're going to go in there and beat Canelo. No. Canelo is a top fighter. He's a top fighter, and he's really arguably number 1 or 2 in the weight class. And you don't go in there trying to go up 2 weight classes to fight this guy without having been really in the weight class. You're just not going to compete well. You don't sit down on enough punches. Charlo wasn't sitting down on enough punches. Either he wasn't committing. He was getting those some good shots, but he wasn't committed to those shots. With that being said, you know, I know people were like, "Oh, Charlo ran all night and didn't command and control." You gotta understand, when you're moving up 2 weight classes, you know, you're not gonna command and control nothing up there. What you was hitting people with at 54 is not gonna be the same at 68. So it was the same for Canelo when he moved up to 75. Fought that guy at 75 and couldn't command and control anything. Because 75 is a different weight class, especially for a young fighter. It's a different weight class. It's not the same. It's not the same. Now, let me speak to, and Canelo did really good. Canelo sits down on all his punches. Basically, Canelo doesn't come in there to play. Canelo comes in there to fight. And if you're going to fight Canelo, you're going to have to fight Canelo. You ain't never seen Canelo down on the ground. It's not what Canelo do. So, you know, he might get punched out or be tired out, but you ain't never seen Canelo on the ground. It's not what Canelo do. He mixes smart boxing with real fighting. He is not an amateur. He's a very crafty pro when it comes to boxing all around. Canelo is that guy. So let's not be foolish about that. Charlo was up against it. Now, with that being said, let's talk about these boxing channels. The boxing channels, and not just the boxing channels, the whole media, the whole new media. I'm not talking about the Showtime, the ESPNs, because that's old media. I'm talking about this new media. It is what it is, and all these different podcasts, and everybody, and all these different people who are in who are in the media making who have these channels talking about people and not living anything that these guys are going through. You guys have all this to say about fighters and people doing sports, and we don't need another. I don't need to see another channel talking bad about these people. Because really, I don't remember y'all being under any pressure. I don't remember most of y'all in any pressure situations. In any situation when it's on you and you got to make a decision, you got to perform at the highest level. Everybody who has to perform at the highest level are quiet. They spend most of their time being quiet, out of the media, out of the limelight. And I'm pretty sure they hate this world. And honestly, you all are making it a worse world than what it already was. Like, back in the days, we would watch Sports Center and we would see, they would be play calling, like, oh, this one, he went here, he turned left, and he did this, and he did that. Now it's all critique. All critique. Everybody's taking the Stephen A. Smith route, and it's all critique. It's all what you didn't do, shouldn't do, can't do, didn't do. And it's horrible. I see the world has given Stephen A. pass for what he does. I haven't. It's horrible. I know, he's free to have his opinion. Yeah, he's free to have his opinion. He's free to have his opinion. Great. He's free to have his opinion. But it's horrible. Because guess what he doesn't have to do? He's having his opinion. He's making millions of dollars running his mouth. And all of y'all are making millions of dollars running your mouth. You have literally no pressure. The only pressure you got to do is critique the other person. It's not really a job. It's not. It's not really a profession. It's not. Millions of dollars running your mouth. That's what y'all do. Millions of dollars to say what somebody else didn't do. And I'm not jacking it. I'm definitely not jacking it. I'm not watching it. I watched Cam and May sit there and criticize Charlo and criticize Errol Spence, and both of y'all ran from fights. Y'all are known for running from fights. Y'all think y'all known for something else? Y'all think y'all known because y'all rapped? Yeah, y'all known because y'all rap. But when it came down to living out the raps that y'all lived, y'all didn't do that. Y'all ran. And then y'all came back talking about y'all rich. And now y'all getting into the sports arena, and y'all not giving an open hand or an open heart for these people who may be going through something after a loss, saying, yo, it's a tough loss for this person. You can come back, something positive. No, it's, oh, you lost, you suck, you stupid. It's like, yo, you ran the whole fight, and the fight was boring, and wow. So because Stephen A gets money to gossip, y'all hop into money to gossip space too? Money to slander space too? Y'all already don't think these people feel bad about taking a loss or messing up in the game? We need more people to add on to the criticism and the ridicule. It's not enough. You got every other boxing channel, and then you not only you got that, you got the memes, and then not only you got the memes, but then you're gonna have y'all commentating on top of the memes. Y'all ain't punched nobody in the face. Y'all was lucky there was no cameras around when y'all was doing all that running. When the last time y'all had to gear up for a fight? Y'all was probably 12, 11. Matter of fact, this video, you running on Jim Jones. There's no pressure for y'all under the lights. All y'all got to do is sit there and be on the internet reading what somebody else wrote or somebody else took down, because y'all not really taking down the stats. And then just running y'all mouth about what somebody else did or didn't do. That's what y'all doing. Running your mouth about what somebody else did or didn't do. Stephen A. made a whole career talking about what somebody else did or didn't do. It's bad. It's bad because the pressure is not on you. And when a boxer goes into depression, y'all like, oh, just snap out of it. He went to, I told you he wasn't that good. Like, yo. Wow. Wow. Millions of dollars to gossip. Millions of dollars to gossip about somebody else's life. Really, Charlo shouldn't be ashamed of himself. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Because it's bad. It's bad. I'm sick of it. I don't know if nobody else is sick of it, but I'm definitely sick of it. I'm sick of all of the podcasts talking about other people's lives. I'm sick of all of the podcasts criticizing people. I'm sick of the little shows and this dude with the messed up hairline getting millions of dollars to sit there and talk about what other people didn't do or did do. Put yourself in a position to be under pressure and perform, so we can critique you. Laying everything out.